Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Ari, and today we're going to have some more stories about our toxic life. But before we start, it would be so much appreciated if you would subscribe to my channel, like the video, if you enjoy it, and maybe leave a comment down below. These simple clicks would mean a lot to the future of this channel and really reward the effort that I put in every day. And now without further ado, let's go. In this story, OP describes their 7-month relationship with an initially attractive and fun woman who turned emotionally abusive, even reconnecting with an abusive ex-partner. Despite feeling trapped due to threats of suicide and low self-esteem, they eventually discover her cheating with AP. Deciding to end the relationship, they implement strategies for detachment and distance, including blocking communication channels and changing living arrangements. OP expresses the difficulty of moving on and the challenge of resisting contact from their ex-girlfriend. In the updates, they share their progress in avoiding contact and the emotional turmoil they experience during the process. OP seeks support and advice from the Reddit community, sharing their therapeutic journey towards independence and healing. For the last 7 months, I've been in a relationship with a really hot girl. She was fun to hang out with for a few months, and we had some great times together, but she's been emotionally abusing me for the last 2 months. I caught her talking to her abusive ex about 2 months back. He left her with a permanent back injury, and she said she hadn't talked to him since they broke up 4 years ago. I tried to break it off with her the second I found out, and she said if I left, I was at her place, she would kill herself and it would be my fault. She said she has nobody but me and I left. She would kill herself. I asked her, what's the point? There's no trust in this relationship, and that's what relationships are based off of. She said she didn't care and that she will do anything to not lose me. I foolishly forgave her because I don't want anyone to die on my account. She has tried to kill herself before. She saw my forgiveness as me being a doormat, and things have gotten worse since then. Truth be told, it did let her know that I was a doormat, and it really affected my self-worth. I'm still affected by this. I caught her a few hours ago leaving her house with her laptop dressed to the nines and getting into some dude's car. Obviously she's staying the night and sleeping with this guy. I called her shortly thereafter and she said she was tired and was probably just going to bed. I said okay and hung up. I know all the warning signs were there, but I tried to ignore them because she was attractive and I told myself that I couldn't do any better as a result. I'm in the situation I'm in right now, low self-image, down in the dumps her. I know I shouldn't be surprised, but it did hurt seeing her get in that guy's car. She doesn't know it yet because she's having a good time right now and not calling me. But I have taken all the necessary steps to go with the indifference method of breaking up, as per the top comment in the Theo caught her cheating thread. I blocked her from sending me text messages from Facebook and from my email. I changed her contact name in my phone to do not answer, and I also changed her ringtone to a quiet noise. I have 2 months left on my lease and I'm moving out this week because she's friends with my roommate and his girlfriend, who is often here. I have 2 months left on my lease and I'm moving out this week because she's friends with my roommate and his girlfriend, who is often here. I'm excited about doing this because I'm looking forward to having my life back, getting my confidence back and getting back into the game to give it another shot with someone else. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be 28 and this was my first relationship, so this is not easy for me, but I'm trying to chalk this up to life experience and move on. I know it's going to be hard for me to do this and I'm just trying to keep my mind occupied right now, but I think this is the best thing for me to any Redditors out there going through something similar. Please try to stay positive and keep your mind occupied as I have. As for why I'm posting this, it's kind of therapeutic for me and well anything that you can tell me, comments, thoughts in general to help me through what I'm sure is going to be a rough few days. Hopefully that's all. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for reading. Edit. Last night was tough, like I knew it would be. I ended up staying up till 4 and having a few beers, and I felt surprisingly good. I'm trying to view this as a weight being lifted off my shoulder rather than losing my love, because really, she never cared about me. And it's not that tragic. That said, it is still hard for me. She's already started with the phone calls. I have 5 missed calls and 2 voicemails that I haven't listened to. I don't want to, but honestly, I will probably end up listening to them. I only imagine the calls are going to get more frequent as the day goes on. If things get outrageous with her trying to contact me, I'm considering sending a text that says, "Take a hint, party girl," and that would be my last contact. That will really sting her and let her know that I know. But I'm trying to convince myself that she isn't even worth that, really. I know she isn't worth that. I just have to stick to my guns. Today's going to be difficult. I'll be popping in and out of here all day. But please continue to respond. It's been so helpful to me. Give me a verbal kick in the ass if what I just wrote sounds like a bad idea. I have to keep my eyes on the prize here. Thanks, everyone. Update. She called about 4 more times since I last posted. Left 3 messages. First one said, "Okay, I'm officially worried. Call me, please. Love you." Second one, "Please just let me know you're okay. You don't do this, please." Third one at about 6 p.m. Third one at about 6 p.m. I don't know if you're mad at me because I was short with you last night. I'm sorry. You never do this. Please call me before you go into work tonight and let me know you're okay. I'm supposed to go out for a little bit tonight, and I'm supposed to be ready in a half hour, but I'm not because I'm calling you. Please call me. I then got 2 more calls around the same time from 2 numbers that I didn't recognize. I didn't answer, either. Neither left a message. That was the last contact attempt she made. Probably 630-ish, not really sure. She's probably out partying again tonight. Either way, it's not my business. I worked tonight and kind of had fits all night of wanting to tell her off so bad. These moments usually take a good half hour or so to pass. I just try to stay occupied and have a good time. I'm exhausted. Last update. Okay, I just had a close call. I'm signing up for a Craigslist account because I need someone to help me move. Apparently, you have to verify your account by phone, so I signed up for them to call me, and I got a call a few seconds later from an unknown ID. I picked up but didn't say a word. Sure enough, it was her. She called back a few seconds later without blocking her ID. And I didn't pick up. Let's get into today's second story. In this story, OP shares an update on their situation, describing how their wife's infidelity was discovered during a trip to Las Vegas. After finding incriminating texts and photos on her phone, OP decided not to immediately confront her. They saved evidence and confronted her later, resulting in tearful explanations and apologies. The wife agreed to attend couples therapy, though she initially resisted. OP continues to struggle with trust and sadness, considering whether to inform the AP's wife but worrying about the potential impact on their progress. Despite the pain, they highlight their commitment to working through the situation and offer encouragement to others in similar circumstances. I hurt and go backwards. We keep trying. Working so far good intimate. This post was originally removed for asking a moral question of if I should tell his wife and how. It has been 5 months and I'm writing with an update of sorts. Back in February, my wife and I enjoyed a trip to Vegas, gifted by my mother-in-law. Mother-in-law joined and brought some friends. All was well. One of the nights we were with my wife, mother-in-law and her friends decided they were going to go to a club in a hotel and us guys were going to go play craps. I got tired and decided to head back to the room. I showered and patiently waited for my wife to return to the room after receiving some detailed texts about what she wanted to do to me that night. She arrived stumbling and clearly way too drunk for any kind of activity, so I undressed her and got her into bed. I plugged her phone in and was about to go to bed when her phone started blowing up from one of the friends. I answered her phone and they informed me she had left her credit card at the bar. I thanked her for telling me and ended the call. I swiped up, as I usually do, to close the app one I'm using and her phone displayed a text conversation that wasn't in the regular iMessage app, but Telegram. It caught my eye and I thought it was strange. I opened it and discovered it was a text between her and one of her colleagues. For context, back in July of 2021 we moved states 3 hours away as my wife kept asking me to get a transfer with my job. Finally, a transfer was granted and we moved from our old town to a new state. My wife was a principal of an elementary school there and the male colleague texting her is still a principal there. There were photos shared of her in her sexy outfit she wore that night, him telling her how hot she looked and the last-minute message was "Lovey baby." I didn't know what to do. I went to her photos and saw she had shared many photos with him, very intimate photos. I saved all of the photos and sent them to my Google Drive account. I saved all the texts and sent screenshots to my account as well. I then went on to Facebook Messenger to see what else she had been up to. I saw that one of her ex-boyfriends was expressing how much he missed her and how he should have married her, not me. She is so perfect, blah blah blah. He said crap like "you're thicker than a Snicker" in all the right places and send me a picture for masturbation purposes in science. She didn't engage much in that conversation but didn't cut it off either. I screenshotted that and saved it as well. I then went and deleted all the screenshots from the recently deleted photos folder, making sure she did not know I screenshotted all of these things. I stayed up all night pacing as she slept drunk. I had his phone number from her phone. I saved it and screenshotted it in the Telegram app to prove it is his number in the messages. I found his address. I found his wife's name and her phone number. I found her on social media. I was ready to blow this all up, but I didn't. I love my wife and I decided to let her explain herself before I blasted them to wife. I packed my bags and was ready to change my ticket and fly out. But again, I love my wife and this would have caused her great embarrassment if I were to be gone early in the trip, leaving her to explain to her mom and her friends where I was and what happened. So again I stayed put. I also knew that if I left, there would be no room for reconciliation. By this time it was about 6 or 7 a.m. I took her phone and went downstairs to the little coffee shop and breakfast place in the hotel. I just helped myself through all of her stuff. I checked the phone statement on my phone and found out how long this had been going on. Just over a year. The first texts came through in December of 2020, and then they stopped in December of 2021. But clearly, they continued talking through the app until February of 2022. All the vacation dates and fun little things we did together. I could only assume she was texting him with me right next to her. I bought her a coffee, an orange juice, a Red Bull and a bottle of water so she could sober up when she woke up, because we weren't going anywhere. I went back to the room and plugged her phone in. I had everything. I had the idea to log into the Telegram app they were using to talk on my phone's web browser so I could see all the messages between them. I sat on the bed next to her, sad, angry, heartbroken and just in disbelief. Finally, at about 11 o'clock, she started stirring. She told me to come lay with her, but I just went and sat next to her. She immediately knew something was wrong. When I got into bed with her, I guess she could just feel it. She immediately jumped up and turned to me and asked me what was wrong. Before I had even said a word, all I said was, "Who's Greg?" She immediately got defensive and sighed. She asked why I would go through her phone like that. I told her what had happened and I wasn't snooping through her phone. I explained that someone called and I saw it. She jumped up and grabbed her phone and went to the bathroom. I opened the app and saw she had sent him a message. I left the app open last night. Op saw it. Then she deleted it. She deleted all of the messages, so they disappeared in my web browser as well. But I already had them saved. He replied with, "Oh no. Crap. Am I in trouble?" I couldn't help but laugh. This guy's 41 years old, a principal, asking if he was in trouble. I found it funny that he did not give a crap to ask how she was. He wasn't worried if I was angry. He wasn't worried if she was okay. She came out of the bathroom, and I showed her my phone and said, "You're really going to go text him right now?" She started crying, and I began asking all the questions I wanted answered, questions I knew the answers to, some questions I did not. I asked if she screwed him. I asked how long it had been going on. I asked if he had ever been in my bed or in my home. I asked if she loved him. The answer to these questions was no, no. I wanted to go to his house. I wanted to burn it down. I wanted to do physical harm to him. But I have a precious daughter and a very good job that requires a security clearance. I finally lost the urge to confront him or hurt him, but I still have the urge to let his wife know. The problem is, my wife does not want me to, she says, because of embarrassment, shame, guilt. But I wonder if it is that or me finding out something she didn't tell me or lied to me about. Who knows? But I want AP's wife to know. She deserves to know. I wanted to post his and her phone numbers here that night, but I thought they might get me banned as well as into some civil trouble. We have very close friends there. Some of our friends' kids still visit us in our new state and our new home. Some friends are still principals there and work in a school system in the small town. The affair partner's wife does as well, so there are small circles that intersect recently. Going back through the cell phone records, I remembered that we had attended a marriage conference in February of 2021. Sure enough, there's his number on the same dates as the conference. He actually attended the same marriage conference with his wife. It just got worse, it seemed. I also saw that she talked with him on the phone on her birthday, August of 2021, while I was arranging a surprise party. She was on the phone for 45 minutes. I practically had to drag her to dinner that night with about 40 people waiting to surprise her. When she saw all the people, she cried and told me she loved me so much that night. I had no idea. I went through my phone and deleted every picture from December 2020 to February 2022. That was intimate of us hugging or kissing or some sexy photo she had sent me or photos of us together on some random trip we had taken. I could delete the pictures of my daughter at the same time, but they make me sad knowing what I know now, that she was likely talking to him and coming home to me. Update, from the first post and removal she removed the lock from her phone. She has given me full access to her phone. I told her I want couples therapy. I want her to go to individual therapy. She refused couples therapy but went to individual therapy. I asked again for couples therapy and she refused again. I finally told her she does not get to dictate how this goes. She goes to couples therapy or she leaves. I told her I would not move out. She could move out. My daughter stays with me as I will be in the house and she needs to stay in her environment that she knows she was. Livid said that I would kick her out and keep our daughter from her. I said I would never keep her from her mom, but I would have full custody and she could see every other weekend. She finally agreed. She cried. She apologized. She explained most of it to me. But it's only been 5 months and I keep getting questions in my head and I ask them. She gets so upset when I bring it up. I told her again I'm sorry that my grief is inconvenient to her happiness. I told her she does not get to just move on like she wants to. She just thinks if we don't talk about it, it will disappear and we will be fine. I started going to the gym. I am looking better. She has noticed other women starting to give me attention. Good-looking, fit women. She admits she made a huge mistake and she messed up so badly. She is working on fixing things. So far I believe her. The intimate has been great. She pleasures me a few times a week. Apart from the intimate 5 to 6 times a week. I still get distant from her occasionally. I still get sad. I still get depressed. But we are working through it. I still want to tell the wife, but I don't want to risk the progress we have made this far. My therapist asked if that would make my situation any better. And what would the repercussions be? So here we are. I guess just letting you guys know it's possible. I see so many posts. How do I move on? What do I do? Is it possible? It is, but it still sucks. I still wonder. I logged into the Telegram account recently and saw he either blocked her or deleted his account. So there is that 1 foot at a time. Hey, props to you for staying strong in such a difficult situation. I can only imagine how painful it would be to find out that your wife cheated on you with a school principal. Let's get into today's third story. This story describes a challenging situation where Opie's long-term partner has engaged in troubling behavior, including communicating with an ex-felon and engaging in inappropriate conversations. The relationship has been marked by the partner's alcohol abuse, dishonesty, and erratic behavior. After discovering evidence of infidelity and financial misconduct, Opie decided to end the relationship and has been dealing with ongoing harassment and attempts at reconciliation from the ex-partner. Opie is focused on their personal growth, pursuing their education, and maintaining a stable environment for their children. They're seeking advice on how to handle custody issues and legal matters that may arise due to the breakup. Some background. We've been together since 2010 and have 2 kids. I'm finishing nursing school and using my savings to keep the family afloat. She doesn't work, is frequently drunk, always denied it at the time, and admits it the next day. I don't use any social media. She's always on it. Last weekend I woke up to use the bathroom at around 2 a.m. and I noticed her phone going off. Naturally, I checked it out. Her grandparents aren't doing well. Well, it was Facebook notifications. She added an old ex who is now a felon with charges relating to arson, armed robbery, domestic violence, and various drug charges. She's sending him hearts and he is flirting back. I wake her up. She says she'll stop talking to him and delete Facebook. Family confirmed she never deleted it. Fast forward to Friday. She leaves in the afternoon to go to a group therapy meeting. Anxiety and depression. Anxiety and depression. She's usually home around an hour later. 4 hours later, she strolls in drunk and refuses to help with the kids so I can do my homework. She is glued to her phone. She sets it down for a second and pick it up. Her and the felon are texting back and forth, calling each other honey and baby, and making plans to get a hotel for the night. She freaked out, accused me of being unfaithful, told our kids she wished they were never born, packed about half of her shit and left. The next morning, I found one $500 missing from my safe. And my safe keys were missing. Broken keypads. So I swapped it out with one on another safe to get in. She denied everything and is harassing me about coming back home. I'm the homeowner and already changed the locks. She mentioned in a text she has a new address, so she has no legal right to my home anymore. She won't leave me alone now and doesn't even ask about the kids. Actually sent this text, keep the kids. How do you get past this? Not only is this unforgivable to me, but I have no desire to talk to her, and the mere thought of her makes me ill. Any advice for custody issues that may arise? Update. This Sunday will be 1 month from D-Day. I still don't contact her, but she texts me in the middle of the night every night. It always starts out wanting to reconcile, then getting angry and then threatening me, all from about 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. I found out that she has infiltrated my group of friends with a smear campaign, and luckily, they've been good enough to send me screenshots. Too bad that she never sends a message for the kids or asks how they're doing. They don't ask about her either, though, so maybe there was a previous underlying problem that I wasn't privy to. Last week was rough. I hit a point where I kind of missed her. Well, not really missed her, just missed help with the kids and housework in addition to my normal work and schoolwork. Well, not really missed her, just missed help with the kids and housework in addition to my normal work and schoolwork. At night, though, I tend to keep myself up thinking and wondering what if? Then I remember what I have in life and where I'm going, and I realize that my climb to the top of my mountain is easier without her dead weight. I'm okay with everything that has happened. I've made peace. My home has become peaceful, like a weight is lifted off of my shoulders. My kids and dogs behave better, and I'm beginning to look forward to each new. Last update. If you read my previous post, she left for a felon. Now she's with a married ex in the Navy that previously abused her. She is dodging the process server for family court, and as of today, has a felony warrant out from when she stole from me. She sends miss you texts and undipics daily. Should I just lure her to my house to get her arrested? Never talks about our kids, just our old relationship and how she wants to fix the unfixable.